All right, good evening and welcome to this Yoga for Recovery, Realization, and Resilience. My name is Brian, and I'm delighted to be with you here this afternoon, this evening, for this wonderful, invigorating class that I don't even have a name for it. It's Sunday session. How about that? It's Sunday session. We're going to have fun today. We're going to do a little bit of a mostly seated practice today. So be prepared for that. Have what you need. Maybe get a chair. Maybe make sure that you have whatever cushioning you need to be in that space and to be prepared to be in that space for a bit. I'll give us opportunity to move around, switch or crisscross, do that kind of thing. We will do a little bit of movement just to break it up so we're not seated the whole time. But essentially, we're going to work the breath a little bit today and do some spinal movement in the seated posture. So, as always, we will land first. We'll raise gratitude, we'll set intention, and then we'll move in, following our first guiding principle: support precedes action. So let's take a moment here as we settle in to find our supports. So have what you need for your support available to you: blocks, straps, bolsters, blankets, eye shades, chairs, tissues, clear your passageways, and then avail yourself of those supports. So it's no good to have things if we don't use them. So let's use what we have, support ourselves in our own practice. Remember, it is your practice. I'll be offering and suggesting and inviting you to do some things. Ultimately, you're in the privacy of your own space by design, and the only requirement for you is to be present and to breathe. Everything else is an option. And so please honor the wisdom of your own body by listening to your body, giving it what it's asking for, and your body will lead you where you need to be. Trust yourself. All right, let's find that supported posture, whatever that looks like for you. So finding that place, maybe coming into Sukhasana, Siddhasana, easy pose, crisscross, whatever. Maybe you're in your chair, your feet are on the floor, underneath your knees, hip distance apart. And then finding those parts of your body that are in contact with something, feeling that physical sensation of connection at those parts of your body, and then settling into those physical connections. As you settle in, I invite you to lengthen your spine, lengthen through your side body, lengthen your crown. Tuck your chin and nod your head side to side. Release that back of the neck and feel the full length of the spine from the base to the crown. And then keeping the spine elongated and aligned. Turn your awareness to your breath. Begin to breathe in and out through your nostrils. And we follow our inhale into our body wherever it may go, without any stress, without any strain, without any exertion. We're here. There's nowhere we need to be. There's nothing we need to do. We're already here. And we're just trying to stay here. And we follow our exhale out of our body, letting it go completely, emptying completely, releasing all that is no longer needed. And then we hold our awareness right there for the next inhale. We follow that inhale in and that exhale out. And as we settle into breath awareness, we notice how perhaps, all the busyness of our day begins to slip away. Maybe we even fall into the possibility of stillness. Just noticing what we notice. Sitting and breathing. Knowing that we're breathing in, knowing that we're breathing out. And I'll invite you on your next inhale to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. And to allow to arise in your heart space a sense of gratitude, anything that looks or feels like gratitude to you, maybe any one thing for which you are grateful here today. Perhaps for you, just the possibility of gratitude today. And whatever it is that arises for you when gratitude is called forth, I invite you to see that clearly in your mind's eye. And to anchor your gratitude in your heart space and hold it there for the duration of your practice at least. And then if you choose to, I will invite you now to take a moment to set an intention for your practice. Perhaps a simple intention to just keep your gratitude anchored in your heart space, or to just be right there with each inhale. And whatever your intention is, I invite you now to state it to yourself. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state your intention in a clear and declarative voice as if it is already done. And then listening for the echoes of your intention in your being, I invite you to take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you choose to, allow your chin to drop toward your grateful and intentional heart. And if you'd like to offer a benediction to seal your intention, I invite you to do so now as I say Namo, Namaste. And release the hands, lift the chin. Make any adjustments you need in order to feel supported here in your posture. Ah. We're going to begin with the Agnya awakening. So the hands will come to prayer, and then the thumb knuckles will rest right at the third eye point. Now, if your arms get tired or your arms get in the way of your breath, then let your arms drop. It's about the breath. Breath is a breath of fire, in and out through the nostrils, and utilizing the diaphragm. Now, if you are pregnant or on your menstrual cycle, just take long, deep yogic breath. Okay. And we're just going to be here for a little bit. This is a Agni awakening. So we're awakening through the third eye. So we bring that awareness to the third eye. We take a full inhale through both nostrils to prepare. And then we begin our breath of fire, finding our own rhythm, our own pace, our own breath, and our own practice. So our body is very still, even if the diaphragm is working. And the awareness is on the breath in the nostrils. And the focus is at the brow point. Now, if it's uncomfortable for you to close your eyes like it is for many of us, then just narrow your gaze to something not moving just beyond the tip of your nose. But our focus is internal, at the center of the skull, that place where the pituitary and the pineal gland reside, between the ears and behind the brows. As if we could look at the back of our thumb knuckles here from the back. Just breathing in and out and knowing that we're breathing in and out. Little breath of fire, little awareness here. Awakening that third eye, that consciousness, that sense of intuition, place of presence and stillness, and a connection from there, from the internal to the external. And that portal opening right there behind the thumb knuckles, in between the brows. In and out through the nostrils. And your next inhale, take a full inhalation. Gently retain this breath while lifting at the base of the spine, at the pelvic bowl. So engage your root lock. Now the arms are up, but the shoulders are relaxed. The chin is slightly tucked, so engage the chin lock. Feel the full length of the spine as you're very still, gently retaining this breath. And as you are ready, release the breath, release the hands down. Thumb and forefinger lightly touching, just be still for a moment. And notice the quick shift. Check in with yourself. What shifted for you from when you arrived? It's a simple 2-minute breath practice. Can work wonders. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Ooh, what is that saying? I don't know. Okay. All right, we're going to move the spine in several different directions. So maybe you loosen up your cross or find a little more supported seat or shift a little bit to feel supported. Now, hands will come to the knees if you're seated in a chair or to the front of the shins if you're seated. And you're just going to begin to circle the torso against those fixed hips. As you come forward, you inhale. And as you go back, you exhale. So you're moving at the rhythm of your breath, right? So again, these simple movements, we align breath and movement. So we begin to understand the breath is the driver here. The breath starts, the movement starts, the breath ends, the movement ends. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Let's go. And then moving a little bit more from the diaphragm than from the head. We tend to see the lead with the head and the shoulders here as if we're diving in. Let's not do that. Let's sit straight and then see if we can initiate the movement from the diaphragm. Maybe if you're a belly dancer, you kind of feel that a little bit, or if you used to play with hula hoops, you might be able to, because you're really using the waist in the diaphragm area to move that rotation. Just be there and then begin to move in the other direction. So just switch whichever way you started, just switch, still going, inhale forward, exhale back, just rotating in the opposite direction. And again, see if we can initiate the movement at the navel or that area, and then just let the upper part of the torso just kind of follow along, feeling into this. And inhale back to center. And take a cleansing breath, full inhale. And a complete exhale. Now we're going to begin to arch and round the spine. So we're flexion and inflection. So on the inhale, the lower part of the lumbar region of the spine will arch forward. The chest will come forward. The crown will lift. On the exhale, we'll round the lower part of the spine, maybe the middle part of the spine. So ducking the chin toward the chest and rolling the hips under. So you're rocking a little bit on the pelvic bowl and feeling this mainly at the base of the spine. And it might just be a very simple, small little movement, a couple inches, and that's fine. We're just getting that sense of, you know, moving this. So we're going to move the spine in all directions here, just kind of loosening up and allowing the energy channels to open up and allow that cerebrospinal fluid to flow through the torso. Inhale up and exhale round. Inhale arching and opening. Exhale rounding and releasing. And if you're seated on a cushion or on your mat here, just take your hands out to your knees, maybe opening up the middle part of the back a little bit. Maybe you feel a little bit more mobility and range of motion here. Maybe not. Just notice your own experience here. We're just arching and rounding. And again, it might just be a small little movement. Again, remember, there's nowhere to go. You're already here. There's nothing to do but to be present and to breathe. We maintain our calmness, our steadiness, are focused on the breath. We're moving within our own body. On your next inhale, inhale up. Gently retain this breath while lifting at the base of the spine and the pelvic bowl. So squeeze, lift, engage your root lock. So imagine you could lift that base of the spine, the pelvic bowl, and just gently retain the breath while the shoulders relax and the chin tucks. Notice what's happening at the center of our being. And as you are ready, release the locks, release the breath. Thumb and forefinger together, lightly touching, be still, just notice. Notice where you might feel a little bit of contraction or constriction in your body, a little tightness. Notice where you might feel a little expansion, a little opening. Just notice what you notice. What is it like for you? What shifted for you? Okay. All right. This next one. We're going to bring the hands across in front of the chest to the opposite shoulders. And this is simple. We're going to open up the side body here. So we're inhale, we get that long spine. And as we exhale, we just lean to one side. And again, may just be a couple inches. Now, again, the tendency is to lead with the head to the, so we're not bringing the head to the shoulder. We're bringing the torso in that direction, opening the side body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lean to the opposite side. So it's a side opening posture, opening the side body here, feeling that length on either side from the outside of the hip pointer up to the outside of the shoulder cap. Working with the breath, inhaling up, exhaling down. Just a simple movement here. Calm and steady, focused on the breath, moving within our own body. And again, letting the breath lead the movement. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. On your next inhale, inhale back to center. Again, engage your root lock. Be very still. Tuck the chin, engage the chin lock. Let everything settle here. Notice possibility of stillness in the center of your being. And as you're ready, release the locks, release the lip, release the hands down. Be very still for a moment. Let everything settle. Stabilize the body, stabilize the breath, stabilize the mind. Very calming practice today. That doesn't mean we won't be energetic. It just means we're energetic within the sense of being calm. Focused equanimity. We want to maintain our equanimity in the face of whatever's happening in our circumstances. All right, this next one. Bear grip. So the left palm will face away from the chest at the level of the heart. The right palm will face the left, and then the tips of the fingers will interlace. Thumbs will lock up and down. So you've got this little locked in view here. We inhale, one elbow goes up. Exhale, that elbow goes down, the other elbow goes up. So it's a little rotation of the elbows here. This is working to release the lymphs and to free the shoulder girdle. So that's the movement, in and out through the nostrils. Finding your rhythm, and your pace, your breath. A little bit of tension in the fingers just to keep that, lock in place. It's a lock, so bear grip. So feel like there's a little bit of grip, but we're not trying to tear our shoulders out or anything like that. It's just enough tension to hold everything firmly in place so that we can maintain our calmness, our steadiness, our focus on our breath and our movement within our own body, moving at our own rhythm. In and out through the nostrils. Hands at the level of the heart, elbows rising and falling with the breath. Feeling that freedom, start to feel into that upper side body, torso, shoulder blade, shoulder girdle, that space in the back between the shoulder blades, maybe loosening up a little bit, maybe energy starting to flow there. Inhale to center, and then now increase that tension in the hands as you lift. Engage your root lock, tuck the chin, let everything come center here. Be very still. As you are ready, release your grip, release your hands. Thumb and forefinger lightly touching crown, lifting. Full elongated spine, steady witness posture. Be aware of yourself, being aware of yourself. Settling in, noticing, what do I feel? Where do I feel it? Without any need to do anything, just gentle curiosity. Can we engage a gentle, curious mind about, that's interesting. Hmm. Take a moment here to stabilize the breath and the body. If you're not used to sitting for long periods of time, maybe you want to switch your crisscross, maybe you want to adjust your posture, maybe you want to add some supports, whatever you need to do for your own practice here to be supported. Take a moment to establish that. And then we're going to bring the hands to the top of the thighs, at the place where you feel the shoulders are most released and relaxed. And then as a simple movement on the inhale through the nostrils, the shoulders will rise toward the ears. And on the exhale through the nostrils, the shoulders will drop back down. So we're not really moving the spine up and down, but we are moving the shoulder blades up and down against the spine. So we're teasing that notion of an up and down movement here. So we moved the spine, we did rotations. I got out of sequence here, but that's okay. We can do the next one next time. So we're all right. We did a rotation. We rotated the spinal column against the fixed hip girdle, and then we did flexion and inflection, or arching and rounding. And then we opened the side body, a little oblique action, side to side. Then we work the lymph nodes to free up these shoulders a little bit and the shoulder girdle so that we can get a little bit of freedom in this particular movement, which is sort of a vertical, even though it's not really, like I said, the spine is not actually moving up and down. We're teasing energy up and down the spine, so it may feel like that. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. On your next inhale, inhale up. And again, engage your root lock. Now, this is tricky. Shoulders are up, but they can be relaxed as you tuck the chin and engage it. So your shoulders are relaxed while still being lifted. Think about that. Feel into that. Experiment with that. Play with that for yourself. Very still here. And as you're ready, release your breath, release your locks, release your hands. Hmm. Take a cleansing breath here, full inhale. Complete exhale. I left out our twist. So we're going to take the arms. I'm going to fold my arms at the level of my shoulders and bring my hands so that the four fingers are in front of the shoulder and the thumb is hooking behind. If that's not accessible to you, that's okay. Just let your hands float above your thighs as you twist side to side. This is a simple twist. You inhale to the left and you exhale through the right. In and out through the nostrils. And again, your rhythm, your pace, your breath, and your practice. This will be the final movement of that spine, right? So we did, as I mentioned earlier, we did rotations, and then we did arching and flexing, and then we opened up the obliques and the side body, so a little lateral motion, if you will. And we did a teasing of the shoulder blades up and down while we opened the lymph. And now we're doing a twist. Gentle movements. Very wonderful practice here. This particular action right here, even if you don't have your arms up, just twisting the sides can be a wonderful tension reliever, especially if like work at a desk. If you spend a lot of time at your desk on a computer or on the phone, these spinal movements can be really good. You just take a 10-minute break and do a little bit of spinal series. This is a wonderful way to reestablish your spinal integrity and reestablish your energetic flow and just help release that big tension knot. If you're like me, when I used to work in, I was on my computer or phone all day long, I get that big knot between my shoulder blades. This releases that and allows that to free. And this can get rid of a lot of unwanted tension, angst, anxiety, help to settle back into equanimity. Just this simple movement. And you don't need a lot, right? You don't need any special equipment. You don't need a special room. You don't need special clothing. You're just breathing. A little gentle movement here. On your next inhale, come back to center. And again, retain this breath while lifting, engaging your root lock. Relaxing the shoulders, even though the hands are up, shoulders can relax. The chin tucks. Be very still here. Feel that length. And as you're ready, release your locks, release your hands, release the breath. Be still. Let the breath stabilize. Come and go. I'm going to get a little energetic here. So just if you need to make your posture be supported. And it's really cool breath. Well, cool. I learned something new today, so I'm excited. So this is a new breath for me. I didn't know this one. So the inhale is through the nose. The exhale is out the mouth. We round the mouth and make a cannon breath. So forceful exhale out the mouth. Don't overdo the exhale because we're adding that forcefulness in the cannon breath, right? It's still equal inhale and exhale, but we're now the hands at the shoulder level, pressing away. The palms will press away at the shoulder level. And then we'll inhale back in, and then the next exhale out the mouth, the arms will press out from the side with the palms pressing away. So as if you could press against the walls on either side of you. So inhale in through the nose, exhale, press the wall in front of you, inhale through the nose, exhale, press the walls to the side of you. So that's our movement. Body still, full engagement, lengthy spine. Find your rhythm, and here we go. Find your rhythm. and your pace and your breath and your practice. And in this particular um, action here, you want to engage yourself to think about imagining, perhaps you don't have to do this, but I invite you, and was suggested to me and recommended to me, that you think about we're pushing away anything that's been troubling us, anything that's been hanging around with us. Maybe you're like me and you get stuck in some things and they just won't go away. It's like what we call earworm, right? Like the last song that you heard is now stuck in your head. Well, lots of things are like, I got earworms, I got heartworms, I got mind worms, I got lots of worms. Anyway, the suggestion is that you use this practice to just push those things away, anger, frustration, anything you're feeling, a lack, or maybe you're stuck in a place that's inappropriately blissful. I don't, whatever. But if you're finding yourself with some stuck emotion, this is a great opportunity to clear that all out. This cannon breath, you're forcefully expelling or exhaling that which you'd like to move through. Maybe you got exes or children or bosses or who knows what. Maybe your car is acting up. You know, maybe you got, if you're like me, you're old, you got little ticks and things in your body that just, whatever. On your next inhale, take your arms out, press the palms away as if you could press the walls away. Lift at the base of the spine, lengthen the crown, tuck the chin, relax the shoulders. Be still. As you are ready, exhale, release the arms down, release the locks, release the breath. Stabilize here. All right. All right. Let's take a cleansing breath, full inhale. Complete exhale. We got one more breath, but we're going to do it after we move a little bit. So let's move to our mat. So release and come to your mat. And just come down on your back to start. Just kind of let everything release. All that sitting. Take a moment to just let everything come loose. Come on your back, let your toes fall open, let your palms fall up, lengthen your crown. Maybe a little wiggle wobble of the legs, get a little energy flowing there into the hips. Maybe a little adjustment through the hips. Get yourself settled here. And then bring the heels toward the hips, the knees toward the ceiling. Walk the feet out to the wide edge of your mat. Let the knees fall in. Take your arms out 60 to 90 degrees, palms down, lengthen your crown. Feel the lower spine of the mat. Now, we're going to do a little opposite of what we did seated. So actually, first I'm walking your feet back toward each other. Bring the knees into the chest. And we'll start with just gentle rotation of the hips in one direction. So as you inhale, the legs move away. As you exhale, the knees come toward the chest. So this is, if you remember, we started seating, we were rotating the spine against the fixed hip girdle. Now we're rotating the hips against the fixed spine. Gentle rotations. Inhale away, exhale back. And then stop, come to neutral, and then reverse your direction. Still inhaling away, exhaling back, but now the hips are moving in the opposite direction. And we get this little rotation here. Freeing up all that energy that got stuck in those hips, seated for that period of time. And inhale, come back to center. Bring the knees in toward the chest. You can bring your hands down by your hips, palms down, be a little more supportive. And you can actually bring your thumbs underneath the sits bone if you feel like you need even more support, or even bring your hands underneath the upper part of your buttocks there. Inhale, take the feet away. Keep the feet, heels and toes touching, and the feet just hover above the mat at the end of the inhale. And at the exhale, the knees come back into the chest. So you may feel a little bit of arching and rounding on that spine as it rolls up and down those vertebrae. You might feel that, but mostly you're moving in the hip girdle, right? So you're exhale, back to the knees, back to the chest. Inhale, feet away. Move with your breath. Simple movement here. Your next exhale, bring the knees into the chest, reach up and squeeze tight, little ball here. Knees to the chest. Inhale here. Exhale here. Bring the feet back to the mat, the heels toward the hips. And now walk your feet out to the wide edges of the mat. Let your knees fall together. Take your arms out 60 to 90 degrees. Lengthen the crown and pull that side ribs down so you feel the lower spine supported. Inhale here. Exhale, both knees will fall to one side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, both knees will fall to the other side. Gentle windshield wiper motion of the knees here. And a little twist to the hips, right? So now we're getting this, what would be the IT band and outside part of the hip girdle there. So it's sort of an oblique stretch for the hips, right? So getting these movements, freeing up that energy to flow. Let's see what we are here. Okay. We're good. Gentle windshield wiper in each direction. Couple more here. And then walk your feet back in. Else toward the hips. All right, let's stabilize the core a little bit. Bring your hands down by the side, palms down. Press the knees toward each other. Press the feet down into the mat. As you press the feet into the mat and the knees toward each other, you may feel the pelvic bowl tilt and lift. Continue to press and lift. Lift the belly button. Roll up into the lower back, middle back, and upper back. And now we're into our bridge posture here. No weight in the head or neck. All in the shoulders here. This is your inhale. The exhale will roll back down until we're just hovering. In and out through the nostrils. Inhale, roll up, lift. Exhale, roll down. Engaging the backside of the body. Calves. Achilles. Hamstrings. Glutes. QL. transverse. We're supporting all that movement in the back with the front side of the body. Quadriceps, the hip flexors, the abdominals. We recruit those to help support the lower back, the back. And all this helps to stabilize our center and our core, which is the altar for our heart. I'm going to activate here in a moment. So a couple more. Inhale up. Retain the posture, but not the breath. So you're breathing here while we're in this static bridge. So lifted, shine a little brighter, lift a little higher, press a little harder. Feel into that full supported engagement on the back of the body. Feel the strength in this posture. This is called bridge pose. Imagine you're the bridge. And you're bridging across the chasm, and you're holding up whatever it is that needs to cross over safely. Breathing here, breathe in, breathe out. Notice how breath is strength, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. And as you exhale, gently lower down, roll down one vertebrae at a time. As you get all the way down, feel the lower spine engage with the mat. Bring the knees into the chest, squeeze and release. Maybe a little side-to-side rock. Point flex the toes. We can roll the ankles. And then maybe roll to one side or the other and press yourself up, or just roll up and down on your spine and bring yourself up. And we're going to come standing for the last part of our practice here. So, all right. So take a moment to shake out your legs. Bring the feet outside the shoulders. So get wide, right? Supported. Maybe just outside the shoulders, toes slightly facing out. Bend the knees a little bit and do some bioenergetic grounding. So press into the feet. Feel that engagement. Base of support, right? So our support precedes action. We're supported in the feet here. Okay. All right. This breath movement. So the breath will come and bring the hands in front of the heart with the palms facing. We inhale in 3 sniffs. Opening up the shoulders, opening up the hands, lifting the heart, opening the throat, lifting the crown. And then we exhale, that's through the nose, 3 sniffs. The exhale is out the mouth, that cannon breath. We bring the hands into fists, the elbows toward each other in front of the navel. And then the hands float back to the heart, palms facing. So we're sort of a little bit of arching and lifting on the inhale, rounding and releasing on the exhale, but mostly it's the breath. Oh, let me get my timing so we don't overdo anything. All right, so your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Bioenergetic grounding, and we 3-part inhale through the nose, 1-part cannon breath out through the mouth. Calm, steady, focused on the breath. Moving within your own body. fully engaged here. Breathing in those three parts, everything that you desire in your life. Exhaling in that one breath, everything that no longer serves those desires. Think of it as you're breathing in that intention that you said at the beginning of the class, and you're breathing in anything that's shadowing that gratitude that you centered in your heart space at your beginning. In some of our practices, we work with our shadow to integrate our shadow, to understand our shadow, to feel what it is telling us. In other practices like this one, we work to find the light and release the shadow. We bring the light to illuminate all of the dark nooks and crannies, eliminating all the shadows. On your next inhale, stay open, shine a little brighter. Engage at the base. Exhale, cannon breath. Then release the hands. Release. Bring your feet back underneath your hips. Fingers extend toward the mat. Crown goes long. Close your eyes or narrow your gaze. Allow yourself to settle into this mountain. Just be samstiti. Mountain posture here. Mountain creates its own weather systems. Mountain can't be moved. Mountain is its own ecosystem. Be the mountain. Calm, steady, focused on the breath, moving within your own body. All right. Okay. Your choice on the squat here. Feet maybe slightly wider than the hips, toes slightly out, arms out for balance, palms facing down. That's your standard squat, if you will. What we'll call that a hatha squat. Or you can do your kundalini squats. Heels come together, toes come out. The inhale posture. And so in the hatha squat, inhale posture is straight up. In Kundalini squat, we're supporting ourselves with a little bit of weight in the fingertips underneath the shoulders. The legs are straight. The crown is toward the mat. The forehead is toward the shins. The exhale, we drop the hips toward the heels, lift the crown. Or just come into our squat. If we're doing the hatha squat, we're just coming into our squat. Now, again, your squat is where your heels lose contact with the mat. So stay supported. Use support if you need to. Many of you have been with me, so you know this one. So find your way, your place. All right. Wherever you are, whatever squat you're going to do, assume that position on the inhale. And then begin move with your breath. And your rhythm. And your pace. And your breath. And your practice. Moving with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale. Bring your toes in alignment with each other. Take your fingers to the in yogi toe lock. So the thumb to the outside of the big toe, pointer and middle finger to the inside of the big toe. Crown falling toward the mat, forehead moving toward the shins. Inhale. Full extension through the arms. Exhale. Fold the elbows out away from the body. Bring the forehead toward the shins. Breathe here. Deep into the belly. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Release your toe lock. Release your head. Release your hands. Inhale. Bring the hands to the hips. Hands to the hips. Crown goes long. Flat back. Exhale. Come all the way upright. Release the hands. My. All right. Come down onto your back on your mat. Bring your knees into your chest. Bring your forehead toward your knees. Find your hands wherever you find them. You're going to make a nice tight little ball. So bring your forehead toward your knees, your nose between your knees maybe. Maybe your forehead touches your knees, maybe not. Knees are in toward the chest. And then take a full inhale. Retain this breath and squeeze. Squeeze. Maybe get a little tighter. Calm. Steady. No overexertion. Just squeeze. Relax into being tighter. Squeeze. Squeeze. And release. Legs go long. Toes fall open. Heels move as wide as is comfortable for you. Palms fall up at your sides. Crown goes long. Check the lower spine. Pull down on the side ribs. Make sure that lower spine is supported on the mat. And then take a moment here, if you like, to provide yourself with any additional support that you may want in this final resting posture for this session. Allow yourself to let go here. Maybe you have an eye cloth. Maybe you have a blanket. Maybe you have a shawl. Maybe you have a bolster. Anything that will provide you maybe 1% more support. Go ahead and avail yourself of that. And then let yourself let go. Just let go. Settle in. Notice your experience. What is it like to rest? Can you let go? Can you rest? Can you release any shaping of the mind, any shaping of the body, any shaping of the breath? Can you release any analysis of the practice? Can you release that part of your mind that now wants to jump to the next thing you need to do when this is all over, and just be here for a moment? Can you check in with gratitude and offer that gratitude to yourself for giving yourself this opportunity? Maybe the first time today that you've taken a moment to just be with yourself, by yourself, for yourself, to yourself. Maybe you could feel into the offer of gratitude to yourself for that gift, this moment of just being. And whether you recognize that this moment of being allows the practice to integrate into your fullness, whether or not you recognize that you're changing your ability to regulate yourself and your states, whether or not you're aware that All of life is practice. This moment is still a gift. Maybe you can just recognize this gift and allow yourself to witness yourself receiving this offering. What is it like to just receive? To be the recipient of the gift of stillness, the gift of rest, the gift of the present moment, the gift of you as you truly are, not your story of yourself, not your identity, your awareness of yourself as an aware being, your awareness of yourself as a state of consciousness, your awareness of yourself as that sense of silence and stillness, that place of knowing. On your next inhale, I invite you to notice if your awareness has slipped away and to bring gratitude to that noticing, and then gently and compassionately begin to reacclimate with your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, maybe rotating your wrists and your ankles, maybe any organic sense of movement, a little rocking, a little wobbling, whatever you need in order to feel yourself reconnecting to yourself. And then continue to reacclimate by maybe extending the arms and legs in a big good morning stretch, good evening stretch. Maybe rubbing your hands and palms together, your soles of your feet together. Oh, sugar, man. Oh, I forgot to do the Viking row. Oh, it's okay. Maybe next week. Anyway, all right. And then as you are ready, just continue to do that organic movement and reacclimate yourself to yourself. And as you are ready, and only as you are ready, slowly make your way back to a seated posture, whatever that looks like for you, however that manifests for you. And taking your time to get there because you're already here. You're just changing what you're doing in this moment to be in a seated posture. And as you find your seat, reacclimate to your breath. And once again, as you find your breath, I invite you to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space and to allow to arise in your heart space perhaps one more thing for which you are grateful here this afternoon. And as you witness yourself in gratitude in your space, I will take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you from this space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I am honored to be here, truly. And as always, in closing, I invite you to stay here in grateful witness for as long as you can, as long as you like. And when you do rise, please, please take your gratitude and please take the echoes of your practice with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing rest of your day.